We're in a world where we don't need to be strong. We don't really need to be athletic. We don't really need to be strong-minded, but we haven't evolved where we're allowing men to be empathetic. That's the issue. We're not allowing men to talk about their problems and issues. And then we wonder, I was only chatting to my wife the other day about this, and she said, I think suicide's selfish. And I said, that's a really selfish way of looking at it. Why is suicide? Because you've left everything behind. I said, because nobody wants to listen to the man talk. Nobody wants to listen to the man's issues and woes. Yet we'll sit and listen to women all day long. Don't get me wrong. There is areas. I get there is areas, and I'm not. This is a broad overview of that, so please don't take that as a negative against women, because I know there's a lot of women out there that do struggle. I also think that women are quite catty towards each other, so it sometimes is hard to open up. But if you find the right woman, talking to another woman's easy. Glass of wine, some chocolates, some ice cream, whatever it may be, or a night out, you have a good time. Men don't do that. Men, in the only way that men now get their release, they go out, get drunk, have a fight, because that's the only way to release our anger. We have an abundance of testosterone, and people underestimate. Like you talk about periods, and you say periods, the hormones are fucking horrendous, and I go, yeah, okay. I live with 4 women, so fucking I can tell you right now, it is horrendous. I've got a daughter that I get probably 4 good days out of a month where she'll talk to me. The rest of the time, she will not talk to me unless she physically wants something. And even then, it's a transactional process. Can I have some money out of my savings? That's it. There's no love there. Well, there is love there, but there's no hurt. So I get that is all attached to hormones. I get it. But don't underestimate the power of testosterone and having something fueling around your body, telling you to be angry, heightening your adrenaline with nothing to do to use it. You don't go into work now because we're all mollycoddled at work. Can't raise your voice at work. So even at work, you don't get shouted at. Gone are the days where, I remember joining in the military and you were shouted at. If you did not make your bed pack, you were screamed at. If you weren't on fucking parade at a certain time, you were screamed at. That's what it was. You were shouted at. Yes, listen, 20 press-ups, rah. And that's what the military is about. It's all about that bravado. It's all about getting out that spirit, getting out the testosterone, keeping men going. There's nothing in there at the moment. AI is making things even worse because we've got this influx of artificial intelligence, which has taken over a load of computer roles, which has taken a load of data roles. We've got machinery doing our digging. What are men doing? We're at an all-time low for men not being in nursing positions and doctor positions and healthcare positions because men don't want to do that. Yes, men need to evolve, but it's not because they don't want to do it. It's because they're not trained to be emotional. We're not taught to be emotional right from the core of being born. We are not taught to be emotional. We are taught right from a very get-go. Tell me now that you don't treat your son, don't you? When you see your son fall over, if you're watching this as a man, or you watch this as a woman who has a man, and you've got a son, I guarantee the man still has that ethos that he goes, brush it off, don't be stupid. Or you've been a knobhead, little clip around the back of the head. You still get it. We're not taught. We're not taught to listen to ourselves. We're not taught to, find safety. We are safety. Men are the safety net. So it's so important that for me, that's one of the biggest next steps, I think, in evolution that we need to try and get hold of is we very much need to try and get ourselves to a talking position, let alone, other issues and stuff that we need to talk about. I absolutely get that. But I there's not one person in my group of friends, male friends, not one of them hasn't experienced mental health, but also not one of them has experienced it and not talked. All of them have never spoke about it until I raise it. I'll raise it and I'll be like, no, let's fucking talk about this, mate. Because I know what it's like to sit and procrastinate on things and sit and feel that lack of worth. But that's the one thing that we have not evolved to do. And it's a scary time because we're moving into more of a difficult time in the sense that we've got men that don't know what to do with that abundance of adrenaline, that abundance of testosterone. We're not in a situation where we can do anything with it. So, and then what we do is you just build it all up. We build the anger up. You go home and then you wonder why You go home and a man loses his keys, and the next thing you know, he's smashing his shit out of the fucking house because he's lost his keys and phone. Because that's his build up of testosterone. He doesn't know how to release it. You know, because what he's probably done is had things backing up in his head that he's not thought about. But we don't talk about it. This is what needs to change. Absolutely needs to change, is men talking.